Since AI has recently become widespread in our lives and it didn't exist years ago, and because my main expertise is programming AI, and I decided to teach its application in IELTS for learners. I should say that when we say AI, we don't just mean ChatGPT or Gemini. AI is a general concept, but in this section, I want to introduce to you one of the AI services, which are chatbots. Different agents that have released chatbots so far. For example, OpenAI that released ChatGPT, or Elon Musk who released the Grok, or Google that released Gemini, or Anthropic that released Claude, or Microsoft that released Copilot. We are not going to work with all of them because most of them work in a similar way. I plan to use ChatGPT because it's more well known, and I also have its Plus account. Of course, maybe later I introduce one or two other chatbots as well. Let's continue and see how it goes. ChatGPT is a service that you can talk to, and based on what you say, it gives you answer. We can use ChatGPT as a language teacher. We can ask our questions, ask it to test us and grade our paper, give us more examples, or even ask it to be like a language partner so we can practice speaking with it. I'll show you all of this. The first thing you need to learn is the word prompt. It means the question you write for it. This is very important. So important that prompt engineering courses have been designed for it. In each field, it's different how we should phrase our request so that ChatGPT understands it and gives us the best result. For example, if in graphics we want a Lego, if we don't explain it properly, the Lego it gives us won't be what we want. In language and IELTS, I tell you what prompt to give it and where. Maybe you already have a free ChatGPT account on your laptop browser or its app on your phone. If not, download it and enter its main page. Signing up is simple. Since the UI of this site is constantly changing, I can't show you a fixed tutorial because maybe a few months later, when you open the site, the buttons are in different places. But the general idea is the same. When you enter the site, look for the word sign up. Enter your email, or if you have one of the accounts listed below, you can sign up with them. If it asks you for a phone number, enter it, and that's it. You will get into the main page. Here I'll log into my own page. My account is Plus, meaning I pay monthly to get more features. The Plus account is mostly useful for generating more images and videos with fewer limits. But for IELTS, the free account is enough and you don't need to buy Plus. I'll show you both anyway. So we are going to review the 4 skills in ChatGPT. In a speaking field, speaking simulation and pronunciation help, we review these points. You can practice speaking by engaging in mock interviews or general conversation. ChatGPT can ask a typical part 1, 2, and 3 questions. For example, describe a memorable trip you took, and then evaluate your responses for fluency and coherence. While it can't directly hear you, you can type your spoken answer, and it will provide suggestions for how to improve vocabulary usage or sentence variety. Let's watch a video sample of how speaking with ChatGPT in audio mode works. Something I personally tested is that ChatGPT cannot be a good examiner in this area, but it's a very good partner. So don't expect too much from it, like a teacher sitting across from you correcting every mistake you make.
So open the app on your phone and start the voice chat. I've played with different prompts and here is what works best. ChatGPT, help me practice my IELTS speaking. Use common part 1 topics. Ask 3 or 4 questions per topic, then switch to the next topic. wait for my answer for 5 seconds before asking me the next question, okay?
What's your favourite meal?
Well, I would say that I love pasta. I just eat so many pasta dishes. I cook them at home, I order them in restaurants, and when I don't have them, I usually crave them.
Do you have a favourite type of pasta or a go-to recipe you like to cook?
In the reading field, Reading Comprehension Assistant, ChatGPT can provide reading passages modeled on an IELTS exam and then quiz you with comprehension questions. It can also help explain difficult vocabulary or summarize complex paragraphs, like having a personal guide walk you through a dense academic articles. Or I can ask it to give me a passage, or for example, about traffic inference cities during the days leading up to New Year according to IELTS standards, and create questions in IELTS format for me. At the end of the questions, it should also give the answers. The prompt I write is this. I should say that the text of these prompts will be in the attachment of this video, so you can download and use them.
Please create an IELTS reading practice exercise for me. The passage topic should be traffic in French cities during the days leading up to New Year. Write a passage of around 700 to 900 words in an academic and neutral style, similar to authentic IELTS reading texts. After the passage, provide a set of 12 to 15 IELTS-style questions, including a mix of the following types. 1. Multiple choice questions, MCQs. True, false, not given. 3. Matching headings. 4. Sentence completion. Clearly separate the passage and the questions. At the end, provide the answer key with correct answers.
So you can see that it generates a text with IELTS standards and then puts a question and answers for you. This way you can get as many texts as you want from it. Now I'll ask it to tell me the latest reading samples that appeared in recent exams and where I can find them. So I write the latest reading samples that appeared in recent IELTS tests. Another thing you can do with ChatGPT is use it as a personal dictionary. You don't know the meaning of a word, or you know it, but you want to know its part of a speech's root. Also, similar words build from the same root, and whether the word is formal or informal. For this purpose, I write,
I want you to act as my personal dictionary. For the word cooperate, please provide 1. Its meaning in simple English. 2. Its part of speech, noun, verb, adjective, etc. 3. The word root and explanation of its origin, if possible. 4. A few related words built from the same root. 5. Clear notes on whether the word is formal, informal, or neutral in usage. 6. Example sentences that show how the word is used in context.
As you can see, it's generating 6 items just as we requested. First, it gives the meaning, then the part of a speech. After that, it shows the root of the word and similar words. And finally, it writes 4 example sentences using this word. In the listening field, we have a listening skills enhancement. While ChatGPT itself doesn't play audio, it can guide you to effective listening materials, for example, BBC Learning English or TED Talks. Create comprehension questions based on the transcripts and test your understanding with fill-in-the-blank exercises or summaries. The first item is practice skills. In this section, ChatGPT helps you to understand the structure of the IELTS listening test. It explains the 4 sections, the 40 questions, and all the different task types, such as multiple choice, map labeling, or form completion. You can also get practice questions that feel just like the real exam, and even feedback on your mistakes with tips on how to avoid them next time. A prompt you can write for this is:
Please explain the full structure of the IELTS listening test. Describe the 4 sections, the 40 questions, and the different task types, like multiple choice, map labeling, form completion. Then, give me 5 practice questions similar to the real exam. And finally, correct my answers with feedback and tips for improvement.
You can see that it explains the structure of the listening section, how many parts it consists of, what kinds of questions are asked in each part, and finally it even provides a few samples questions. The next item is techniques and strategies. ChatGPT teaches you useful techniques. You will learn how to predict answers before you listen, how to take effective notes, and how to manage your time in each section. It also gives you tips for handling tricky question types like matching or sentence completion. A prompt for this could be:
Teach me practical techniques for the IELTS listening test. Show me how to predict answers before listening, how to take notes effectively, and how to manage my time. Also explain strategies for tricky question types like matching and sentence completion with clear examples.
It suggests several solutions and explains each one in detail. It also introduces strategies for matching questions and others, which I personally find very useful and practical. The next item is resources and study plans. ChatGPT can also guide you the best resources such as the Cambridge IELTS books, IELTS Leads, and IELTS Advantage. On top of that, it can create a daily or weekly study plan that matches your schedule and keeps you consistent. A prompt for this could be:
Please recommend the best resources for IELTS listening preparation, such as official Cambridge IELTS books, websites, or apps. Then, create a personalized daily or weekly study plan that balances practice tests, review, and skill building, and fits into a 1-month preparation period.
It introduces the resources very well and also mentions their strengths. You can even click at the end of each item to be taken directly to the website. At the end, it also provides a study plan for 1 month broken down daily for each day of the week and week by week. The last item is improving listening ability. And finally, ChatGPT helps you to improve your overall listening skills. You can practice with real-world materials like podcasts, TED Talks, and BBC Learning English. Plus, you will get exposure to different English accents, including British, Australian, and American, just like in a real IELTS test. A prompt for this could be:
Suggest real-world listening practice materials I can use to improve for the IELTS test, such as podcasts, TED Talks, and BBC Learning English. Show me how to practice with these resources, how to focus on different English accents, British, Australian, American, and give me a routine for daily listening improvement.
For this request, it explains the methods for improving listening as well as how to use these resources. Then it provides a routine plan showing how to practice throughout the day and week. And now, in the writing field, what can we do? Since this course is about writing, we are going to focus more on this skill. Writing practice and feedback, grammar and vocabulary building, generating a topic at 4 different levels and comparing them with each other, suggesting advanced vocabulary and complex grammatical structures for a specific topic, creating a 1-month study plan before the exam, using customized models for IELTS, reviewing websites that can correct our writing. First, I explain writing practice and feedback. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is probably that it's correct your writing and gives you feedback. For this, you can take a picture of your handwritten text, give it with a rubric or the task. If you are sending task 1, you definitely have a chart, table, or a map, so send a picture of that too. Also, you should tell it what your target band score is, so it corrects you at that level and suggests vocab and grammar. In the end, you can tell it to grade you based on the official criteria. The 4 I mentioned in the previous section gives you separate scores and also the overall band score, and ask it what solutions and suggestion it has so you can get half higher than what you wrote. Note that if your level is for example 5.5, don't suddenly ask it to write at 7.5 for you. You should improve step by step. The prompt I suggest is this. This prompt is I'm telling you in this video. You can download separately in the attachment and easily copy paste and use. So I enter this prompt.
Please evaluate my IELTS Writing Task 2 essay as if it were marked in the real exam. My target score for this essay is band 6.5. Give me a separate band score for each of the 4 criteria. 1. Task response. 2. Coherence and cohesion. 3. Lexical resource. 4. Grammatical range and accuracy. Then provide an overall band score for the essay. Correct my mistakes in grammar and vocabulary, showing me the original error and your corrected version. Suggest better vocabulary and grammar structures I could have used. Finally, give me clear advice on how I could improve my essay by 0.5 band higher, for example, from 6.5 to 7.0.
I entered the prompt and it asked me to send my writing. I intentionally send my handwritten text as a photo so that ChatGPT does the process of converting the image to text and there is no need for typing. I open the photo so you can see. This is my text. At the top, I had also written the question itself. And it starts giving a score based on 4 criteria. And in the end, to make the score reach 7, it gives some suggestions. The next item I want to explain is grammar and vocabulary building. ChatGPT can suggest grammar structures that bring us higher scores. So I tell it,
please review my text and rewrite it using more complex grammatical structures so that it can achieve a higher IELTS band score. Also, identify topic-specific academic vocabulary related to this subject. For each simple word I use, suggest a more advanced or precise alternative and explain why it is a better choice.
if you want to give it a new text, you have to put your writing below this prompt. But if you don't provide any text, it takes the one from the previous chat and corrects it. I don't give a new text, so it works on the previous one. First, to make the score higher than 7, it rewrites your text. Then it tells you the academic vocabulary for that topic. After that, in table, it suggests words that can replace mine so that a higher score can be achieved. The third item is generating a topic at 4 different levels and comparing them with each other. The next thing I want to do is give it a rubric and ask it to generate 4 text for the same task 2 question at 4 different levels. For example, band 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I can see the differences. So I tell it, and then I write this rubric below it.
I will give you an IELTS Writing Task 2 rubric. Please write 4 sample essays for the same question. one essay that would score band 5, one that would score band 6, one that would score band 7, and one that would score band 8. Make sure each essay reflects the typical strengths and weaknesses of that band level so I can clearly see and feel the differences in grammar, vocabulary, coherence, and task response. At the end, mention the weaknesses of each and words count. The question is, many people feel that students should learn from online materials, while others feel that it is better to use printed materials. Discuss both views and give your own opinion.
This question actually appeared in the IELTS test in 2025. After finishing the generate, you can easily find the differences between these four versions just by reading them. For each of these texts, it also explains the weaknesses. You can even write your own essay and compare it with each of them. The next step is suggesting advanced vocabulary and complex grammatical structures for a specific topic. The next thing is to ask it to provide the following items for the specific topic. For example, cinema, 10 advanced vocabulary words, 10 complex grammatical structures related to this topic, and 5 idioms or expressions.
Choose a specific topic area, for example, cinema. For this topic, provide me with 10 topic-specific academic or advanced vocabulary words, 10 complex grammatical structures I can use to write about this topic in IELTS writing, up to 5 useful idioms or expressions related to the theme. Make sure everything is clearly explained with examples where possible.
By using these suggestions, you can significantly improve your score. The next item is creating a 1-month study plan before the exam. Let's say you only have 1 month left before your exam and you want a structured study plan. You can write this prompt.
I have only 1 month left before my IELTS exam. Please create a detailed daily study plan that balances all 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Include specific practice tasks, recommended resources, and strategies for each day. Also, add motivational tips and reminders to help me stay consistent. Structure the plan week by week so I can clearly follow it.
The program it gave is both weekly and daily. That means in the first week and on a daily basis, what task you should do, what books you should read. It also gave you additional resources and motivation tips. The next feature is using customized models for IELTS. Another feature ChatGPT gives you is the ability to use customized models designed for the specific subject. That means some companies or language institutes have trained models tuned specifically for IELTS. So how do we access them? If you type the name of that model in GPT store, you can open it. I want to introduce the model IELTS AI Checker Speaking and Writing Official. If you search for it, it will come up and you can open its page. Maybe in the future the page design change, but the general idea says the same. What does this GPT actually do? This GPT is designed for IELTS practice and its services include writing check, task 1 and 2. You paste the essay or report, it gives you an estimated band score, it provides detailed feedback, and 2, speaking practice, you can simulate a full speaking mock test. GPT acts as an examiner and asks you questions. At the end, it gives you an estimated band score and feedback. 3, score improvement planning. For example, make me a 7-day plan to reach band 7. Let's try a few prompts and see the result. First, for writing, I say,
Please evaluate my IELTS writing task 2. Target band 7. Grade me by TRCC LR/GRA with subscores and 3 to 5 fixes per area. Then rewrite my essay to a band 7.5 level, keeping my ideas.
With this prompt, we can ask it for the following. Put your own essay and prompt instead of the brackets. And these detail in the prompt for more accurate evaluation, type of a module, academic or general, target band score, for example, 7, approximate word count and time spent. Ask GPT to grade based on the four official criteria. I mean the TR, CC, LR, and GRA. If you want, ask it to rewrite your essay at your target band level 2. For task 1, follow the same steps. Just specify what kind of task 1 is, chart, table, or letter. And don't forget to send a picture of your chart aligned with the prompt. For speaking, you can do the read things. A full mock, part 1 to 3, practicing part 2, cue card with timing, quick thematic practice. For the mock, you can say,
Start a full IELTS speaking mock, parts 1-3. Enforce official timing. Give me an estimated band with feedback by fluency, coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, pronunciation, plus 5 targeted drills.
Then you press the microphone icon and send your voice. For part 2 cue card with timing, you can say,
Give me a part 2 cue card and 1 minute to prepare, then 2 minutes to speak. After I finish, give band feedback and 5 better follow-up answers.
and for quick thematic practice, you can say,
Ask me 8 quick-fire part-town travel work. Then, grade my answers with concise tips.
Now I'll try one of the prompts we worked on in the free version of ChatGPT, so you can see that it doesn't make a difference. Of course, it's not supposed to repeat the exact same sentences, but the overall idea it gives is the same. Then I put the same prompt in another chatbot like a Gemini or Claude, so we can compare the result. You can see that each one is responding to your request in their own way, so there is no difference between them. And the seventh item from the writing section is reviewing websites that can correct our writing. There are some websites that can correct your writing. I haven't personally used them, but one of them is Cat1. Let's go check out its website together. From this section, you can use it to correct your own writing, where you need to enter the prompt here and upload your written text here. From this part, you can also practice speaking with it and receive feedback. And finally, I should say that if you're interested in learning more about AI and its applications, for example, its use in other areas like generating images, videos, music, analyzing Word and Excel data, and so on, I prepared a complete course that you can also get it. I hope this course can help you to achieve a score of 8 or higher. Good luck in your exam.